Hello, and welcome to this edition of Young Montgomery, Montgomery County's youth-oriented show, where we highlight the accomplishments of our county's youth population and bring you information about some of the county's programs for young people. I'm Alicia Escoto.
And I'm Daniel Menéndez. If you are a high school student in Montgomery County and are interested in developing leadership skills and increasing awareness of the Montgomery County Public Libraries, stay tuned to our show today, because we have with us a devoted group of students who are part of Teen Advisory Group.
For those of you not yet familiar with the Teen Advisory Group, it is a youth group founded in 2007 to increase awareness of the resources of the Montgomery County Public Libraries, available for teens throughout the county. The Teen Advisory Group provides an opportunity for Montgomery County teens to develop leadership skills by serving as an advocacy group for the library's director, the Director's Advisory Committee, and Teen Steering Committee for the needs and interests of their peers.
Alicia, let's introduce our guests. Maria Novitskaya, Brent Menjivar, and Quang Nguyen. Welcome to Young Montgomery, and thank you for being a part of our show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First, how did you hear about Teen Advisory Group?
Well, one of my friends was in the county teen advisory group, and she told me that she really enjoyed it. And then one day when I went down to the Olney Library after it was renovated, I saw a sign in the teen section advertising the teen advisory group, and if you're interested, it said that you could join. So I grabbed an application, I filled it out and turned it in, and that's how I found out about it.
I found out about the Teen Advisory Group when I was going to the Montgomery County Public Libraries webpage to look up a book, see if it was in the catalog. When I visited the webpage, I saw a link on the side leading to the Montgomery County Public Libraries teen site. I followed the link and found an advertisement about the TAG program. I clicked on it, read some information, decided it was something I wanted to do since I love reading and I love libraries, so I decided to apply, and a little while later I found out that I was being contacted for an interview, and then I got accepted into the program.
For me, I was volunteering at the Twin Brook Public Library, and so the guy there, the coordinator there for the volunteer group at the Twin Brook Public Library, he contacted me to say that there was an opportunity to join the Teen Association Library Group for MCPL, and I was very interested because one, I love to give new ideas to provide a new atmosphere and create a new space for teens to be able to enjoy books along with their peers, as well as do other activities beside reading. So I sent an email to the coordinator of the Teen Association Group and was accepted into an interview. And after that, I got accepted into the program.
Now, Maria, you had mentioned that there's two different groups. You're part of the Only group, which is a more active local group. And then there's also the Montgomery County TAG, which is just at a county level for all types of students from all different types of schools. Mm-hmm. You mentioned that you had to interview to get into the program. Now, what other things did you have to do to be a part of the program?
Well, after filling out the application, which was just contact information and a little bit about you, about why you're interested, we had to go in for the interview where they asked more questions about us and then about some ideas that we would have for the advisory group. And then afterwards, if you were accepted into the program, they would contact you and you would come to the meetings and participate in the group.
Like Maria said, all it took to get into the program was answering some questions through an online form and attending an interview. The questions were pretty basic. They weren't anything too difficult. We didn't have to write any long essays. Just things like, what ideas do you have for improving services for teens at the libraries? What are some of your favorite books? How are you involved in your community?
I definitely feel that the interview was a casual interaction between the interviewer and the interviewee. I didn't feel pressure at all, and I felt relaxed giving my ideas and providing details about myself, as well as my passion for reading and for creative design, as well as interaction with other peers, and that's how my interview went, in my opinion.
During my interview, I was interviewed by other current TAG members, so it definitely eased my nerves to have someone who was my age across from me asking me questions.
Makes you feel much more comfortable,
Yeah.
I guess.
True.
Were you nervous, Maria?
Yeah, I was a little nervous because the Only branch was just starting, so there wasn't any previous members to ask us. It was just, the coordinator. So it was a little bit more pressure because it's an adult, but it was still very casual. Everyone was friendly, so it was great.
So what I'm getting from this, there's no really specific prerequisites for who can join. It's really just if you love reading.
If you're a member of if you live in the Montgomery County area and you have a passion for reading, if you're in grades 9 through 12, then you can apply.
Yep.
Our group has some middle schoolers too, so even if you'd like to get started earlier, that's possible too.
Our group is about teens enhancing the experience of other teens reading in the library, and as well as other activities as well. So we don't limit anybody. There's no prerequisites because we want all type of experience to show in our ideas, in our monthly and yearly activities that we plan for teenagers around the county in the public libraries.
It's a great diverse group.
That's an exciting group to be a part of.
Yeah, definitely.
I know that you guys are fantastic members. You guys work super hard. And one of the things I know that you guys do is tell staff members about different ideas that you guys have and your experiences. And you guys really just advise on the library programs for teens. So what kind of programs does this library offer right now for teens?
Well, we try to organize events for teens where it's not just about necessarily coming to the library and studying, but it's showing teens that the library can be used as a completely different space. So one of the things we do is we organize open mic nights for teens where they can come and share their artistic talents, whether it be reading poetry or their favorite segment of a book or performing some music that they wrote. And we've also tried to do movie nights, maybe a book that was adapted into a movie, also to connect it with the library. And everyone's really enjoyed it, so that's been a lot of fun.
I think the teen programs here vary from library to library. For example, some specific library branches hold teen writing groups where teens can talk to each other and share their writing. But some events that TAG has planned specifically for teenagers in the past few years are a poetry contest, and similar to the open mic nights that Maria talked about, we had a coffee house event at which library goers could share their talents with the public. They could sing, they could read poetry. We had a few instrumentalists, and that was a great way to show people that the library can be fun.
Well, thank you for telling us a little bit about these events and these library programs. We're going to take a short break, and we'll return with these Teen Advisory Group participants to talk about their interviewing experiences in the program. Don't go away. Young Montgomery returns.
Wednesday, touch your toes Tuesday, let's move Monday, swap us next Sunday.
60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. So keep them active and eating well every day. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
Hey, mister, down here. You illegally passed the stop school bus. I'm placing you in timeout, and this timeout means big fines, plus you really could have hurt somebody. That's why school buses are being equipped with video cameras to help kids like me stay safe, so respect the bus.
Are you sure they can recycle us, Clamshell?
Hey, Dome, we're on a new recycling postcard.
I can't wait to make a new start. Maybe I'll be a red carpet at a big premiere.
And I'll get to paint the White House.
Shh, here he comes.
Now you can recycle more plastics in Montgomery County, including #1 PET plastics such as clamshells, deli containers, trays, lids, domes, and cups.
We're in!
For more information on recycling, contact the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311. The wait is over. Recycle more plastics today.
Welcome back to Young Montgomery. Our guests are part of the Teen Advisory Group, a two-part Montgomery County Public Libraries program with a mission of providing participants with the necessary leadership skills to enhance the county's libraries, provide service to the libraries, and increase awareness of the library resources available for teens. Let's talk about your interviewing experience. As a member of the Teen Advisory Group, you had to conduct interviews with numerous authors. How do you feel that you improved as a participant of the community conducting these interviews?
I have done one author interview so far. It was an interview with Carl Hyson, the author of the wildly popular Hoot series. And I do theater and a lot of other extracurricular activities, so I tend to be a pretty confident speaker, but there was definitely a certain degree of professionalism that the interview required. You were sitting across from a famous author and his publicist and his agent,
Wow.
and you had to make sure that your posture was good, you were asking the right questions, you were being attentive to the questions that the other interviewers were asking so you wouldn't repeat yourself. It was an experience like no other experience I've had before.
Was it nerve-wracking?
A little bit. It was sort of intimidating to see an author who had written books that I read with my class in middle school sitting right across from me. But I just looked at my questions, and he was a very friendly person. Like, authors are people too. So it wasn't overall a very intimidating experience. I had fun.
That's good. It's always a good experience to try something new.
Yeah.
And I know that some of the members, also the Teen Advisory Group, do videos for the libraries. Have you had to do any of these videos before? Do you receive any sort of previous training for, or maybe just what you know from school?
Well, I think that being in the Teen Library Association group allows us a degree of freedom to creatively think of ideas and techniques and explore on our own ways to get our messages and ideas across. For example, in Teen Tech Week, we do videos that features, for this year, old technologies that were previously common in the previous era, like the typewriter, but are now in disuse today. But we prominently features these technologies along with books that have common themes with the technologies. For example, typewriters, like perhaps a book from the era that they were common in, and also messages that goes along with it, such as antiques doesn't have to be old. They can be reused, and they can be popularized again with the right techniques and the right ideas. And yeah, that's the extent that we do.
That's good. It's always great to use your creativity to a new level, to really bring about your experiences and share with others as well.
Definitely.
So recently you organized a teen poetry competition. How did it feel to be organizing and to be putting together and to be running that sort of scale of a competition?
I wasn't one of the main organizers of the poetry competition last year, but I was one of the people who helped with it. And it was a pretty good experience. We set some guidelines for people who were entering, so it was open to teenagers in the Montgomery County area, and teenagers could enter by submitting 3 poems that they felt were their best work. We had a few judges, which included some librarians and some TAG members, and those judges sifted through the poems and used a rubric which TAG members created to determine what the finalists were. And after that judging period, we held a little reception at which the winners of the awards were recognized. And after we recognized the winners, we had a little open mic period during which other participants in the competition could share their poetry. So even if you didn't win, the event was a great way to get your poetry out there and share it with some other like-minded teenagers.
And I believe the competition is also a great way to engage the library with the teen population in a county, and also with families in a county, because families are invited to join.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Well, I know one of the other ways that you engage community members is also through the e-reader clinics. Can you tell us about those clinics and maybe what you do to prepare for it and some of the people that attend?
So I participated in a e-reader clinic in a Twin Brook Public Library, and so basically we prepared ourselves by going online and preparing our understanding of the online services that the library offer, such as the online music database that people can borrow music from and download music from, as well as ebooks that people can borrow from the library's database. Also, we try our best to get our messages across as easily and as understandable as possible, because we know that some people don't understand the technology vocabulary we're using in the modern age. Sometimes we have to, dig deep and think of ways to instruct our readers who go to these clinics to ask for help using their technology to download books from the library database. So we try to help them as best as possible. We could not touch their technology device, but we wrote down our instructions carefully and explicitly so that our readers can have the best experience with the technology available in the public libraries as possible.
It's really nice that they have your help and that they have the help of people who understand the technology, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I see that you've done a lot of projects. What would you say is was your favorite project to participate in?
I think my favorite project was the coffee house event, which I planned with a few of my fellow TAG members. Like I was talking about earlier, it was an event during which people could share their talents with the library community. So we had singers, we had instrumentalists, we had poets, and we held it at the Rockville Library. We had refreshments ready for people, and before the event, a few TAG members went out into the Rockville Town Center to advertise, encourage people to come in and check out, see what's going on. So we actually drew a pretty large crowd, and we gave away books at the event. So we were able to promote reading while promoting the arts in general.
Like Britt said, my favorite event too was also the open mic night that we had at the Olney Library, and similarly it was successful in that we drew kids from different schools and there were new people meeting each other. It wasn't just one crowd of people who already all knew each other, and I think it really helps members of the group with their social skills as well, because you get to know the people around you and you encourage them to perform. If you want, you can perform as well. So it's really open to whatever you want.
And that's great that you're able to share these experiences with other people, including the community.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's more to be shared with this group. When we come back, we will find out what a day in a teen advisory group looks like.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls: 311. MC 311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Here we go. We're gonna make some juice.
It's gonna be good.
She's excited. A little bit of kale.
Please don't put this on
I'm putting it all over the line.
It's wet. It needs something. No, it'll go.
Don't break my juicer. Looks good.
You ready to try it?
Come on, baby.
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
It's okay.
Okay, all right.
They might surprise you.
She took another sip. You saw it?
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
Keep it going.
Recycle more now.
Welcome back to Young Montgomery. We want to know what the Teen Advisory participants do when they meet as a group. Please, describe to us what a day in the life of a participant of TAG is like.
When we walk into a TAG meeting, usually there are people milling about, getting snacks. We always have snacks. Then we sit down, and the tag member who is leading the meeting that particular day stands up, because we always have a tag member lead the meetings as opposed to an adult. So the tag member will take attendance, make sure everyone's there, everyone will introduce him or herself. Then we'll get down to business. We'll talk about the most pressing matters first, such as contests that are coming up, programs that are within a month or two. Then we might have a guest speaker from another library, or maybe someone who works with the Montgomery County government who is just more interested in what the program has to offer and how we can work with his or her services. Then near the end of the meeting, we'll break out into smaller groups. So we might have one group talking about teen library spaces. We might have another group discussing the poetry contest. At the end of the meeting, we usually get back together and share what we discussed in our small groups. Then we'll say goodbye, grab some more snacks on the way out.
These are really fun meetings, I know, for you guys as well.
Definitely.
But it really does come down to business.
Yeah.
You guys really have to promote the library services. But I want to know, do you think enough teens use the library services here in the county? Or what would you say to those teens that don't use the library services?
I think that we have a lot of room to improve, especially for spaces for teens to read in, and certainly opportunities for teens to interact with each other in the libraries. That's why we're implementing a lot of programs and programs that allow teens to interact with each other in the library space, such as with the poetry contest and the open mic night, and along with others such as the late night libraries opening, where you read books and watch movies, and also we are redesigning spaces for teens in the libraries too. The tech lab in Silver Spring is definitely an improvement that allows the library to access more technology that they might not have available at home. So therefore, that promotes teens to participate in their local libraries, and even further the popularity of libraries among teens.
Yep, it's important for teens to know that libraries aren't boring places.
Agreed.
They certainly are. We certainly want to ask all of the teens who don't use the services to please come out and use our libraries, because there's so much there we have to offer.
Out.
Right.
Yep.
So I know you mentioned, this is actually backing up quite a bit, but you mentioned that instead of a supervisor there is actually another tag member. Proctoring, I suppose, the meeting. How is actually the system works out that it's a tag member instead, proctoring instead of a supervisor? Is it like, we kind of elect a person, or is it like a person that's been there for a while, or?
Well, we always have supervisors present at the meeting, one or two, definitely at every meeting, and they lead the meeting with the specified tag member who is acting as the leader for the day. But at the end of, it's a very informal process. At the end of every meeting, we'll just ask, so who wants to lead the next meeting? And someone will volunteer. And
so there's a new leader every meeting?
A new leader every meeting, and he or she will develop an agenda working with the main adult tag supervisor.
So it's like a project it's like another one of the projects that you do as part of tag. It's also learning how to proctor a meeting itself. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
We work together.
Now, after you guys complete the Teen Advisory Group and complete, the years that you've been there, maybe the few years that you've been there, do you plan to still be a part of the libraries when you finish high school and start going into college? Do you still plan to be a part of your community this way?
Definitely. I think everyone can get a lot out of participating in library activities. It not only helps you with your studies and just expanding your knowledge, but you can also certainly meet new people in the library. And I think anyone can get a lot out of volunteering at a library, because in a way it teaches you a sense of being professional, but also to be more comfortable interacting with others, organizing, and holding a leadership position.
So I guess what I would call the holy grail of questions. What would you say that you've learned from participating from the program itself? What would you say that you didn't know before?
Previously I did not know there was an actual group of teenagers who were part of the process to think up of activities for teens in our local libraries. In addition, I learned how to better communicate with other people and get my messages across, but also respect other people's ideas especially there may be a conflict or a contrast in ideas, but we always manage to figure out a solution that is a compromise that will benefit the whole teenager community who actively or has the potential to participate in our local libraries.
Now, I know that as we move towards an era or a time period that we're using more technology and maybe staying away from paperback books or hardcover books, teens maybe, like we said, tend to step away from libraries, and we've already asked them to join the group as well. But what do you think is one thing that you would do maybe to get more teens involved? What is maybe one step that you would take?
Well, I think it's just important to educate the teens about the resources that the library has, because originally you may think that, oh, you know, it's all books, but that's not true. The library has been updating as well, and like we've talked about the e-reader clinics, that's certainly a new technology. Britt actually told me earlier that there's a music service where you can download free music from the library, and that sounds really cool. I want to check that out.
Yeah. And some of the ways also that teens now tend to interact, you know, just using technology in general also, is through social media. Do you think that the libraries need to be promoting themselves more on social media?
I think we already have a pretty heavy presence on social media. We have a Facebook page, a Twitter page. I think we even have a Pinterest board. Yep, we try to stay in touch with the newer generations of library goers.
Good. And as Young Montgomery, we definitely follow the libraries on Facebook. And I always can tell that they're updating and promoting their events. So it's a good way to also keep the teens engaged, really, with the community.
So, quick question: e-readers, yes or no?
I prefer paper books personally.
Yeah, me too, actually. But I think it's really nice to have the option.
Yeah, reading is reading.
Right.
I agree. I love paper books, but you know, it's great to have a convenient item also if you can read online.
Definitely.
Coming down to the logistics of the meetings, just can you tell us how often do you guys meet?
We meet every first Wednesday of every month, and and we meet in the Rockville Memorial Library.
So once a month, about 2 hours.
Great. That's a good thing to know. So now you've learned all about the Teen Advisory Group. We hope you had a great time learning about these sounding young students that represent us well here in Montgomery County. For more information on the MCPL Teen Advisory Group, visit montgomerycountymd.gov/library and click on Teens.
And please remember that if you're an active youth in Montgomery County, you too can be featured on our show.
That's right. Whether you're part of a club, sports team, community group, or nonprofit organization, we want to hear what you do to a positive influence in our community.
So just contact us directly on our Facebook page, Young Montgomery, and send us a message and let us know what you want to do. That's it for this edition of Young Montgomery. I'm Daniel Menéndez.
And I'm Alicia Escoto. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Most of us know someone who has had a close call in the water. Unfortunately, my close call is about me and my son. It was at a pool without a lifeguard, but with lots of people. By the time I got to him, he was unconscious. I pulled him out and had to perform CPR. It worked. Now I take a CPR refresher course every year through the American Red Cross. It's how I pool safely, and it's something we all can do to build our own water safety skills. Take a CPR course, please, because you never know which step will save a life, until it does.
Starting today, you can be active and treat yourself to a wide array of great activities offered by Montgomery County Recreation. With 4 indoor aquatic facilities and 20 community rec centers that offer exercise and weight rooms, you'll find everything you want from sports and fitness to senior activities, from cooking to dancing, classes, trips, and tours. Yes, starting today, you can work toward a healthier lifestyle. Learn a new skill, relax a little, or just meet new people. Visit our website to see all the exciting programs, activities, and classes available to you. And